Hello, crochet lovers. My name is Hookpreneur, a crocheter and a business owner based in Nigeria. This is my first official YouTube video, and I'll be sharing some common mistakes crochet business owners make. If you are ready to take your business to the next level, this video is for you. But before we get to today's business, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you can always get updated whenever I share new videos here in my channel. Now, let's get started. Here are some common mistakes that crochet business owner makes here in Nigeria. But before I start listing them, if you have a book and a pen beside you, or if you have any where you are right now, trust me, you need them. So you have to grab it and write because you need these tips as time goes. So the number one on my list is underpricing. Most times, underpricing your craft happens because of fear. You are scared people will tell you that your product is too expensive, scared that probably your potential clients, like you call it, your potential clients, they will they will have to go to someone else who is cheaper. But the truth is, underpricing yourself will not attract a better client. No, I know here in Nigeria, it is very, very common for people to say, why is it this expensive? This is where you have to explain to them. You don't need to do too much. Just keep it brief. Let them know that whatever you are creating is handmade. It is not machine made. It is not factory made. You are not just charging for the products. You are charging for your time, your energy, and your craft. Keep it simple. You don't have to start emphasizing that, oh, this crochet piece, I'm going to be making it for 4 to 5 days. So you can see how they don't care. So just keep it simple. Let them know that you are charging for your time, your energy, and your skill, your craft. Because underpricing yourself will only attract people who do not value your work, who do not value your craft. Of course, they will pay for it, but they don't value that craft because you are underpricing yourself. The way you even put it out there, it will make you sound desperate that you are wanting the money. Even if you want the money at that point in time, you don't have to put it to them because they will see that as your weakness. Another thing I would also want to emphasize on under this underpricing your craft is you trying to compare yourself to the prices you see on social media. For instance, you're on your FYP, you see like 2 to 3 accounts charging 7,000 naira for a beanie, and you go ahead to charge that same amount for beanie. You tell your clients that same 7,000 naira, and you end up spending 3,000 naira to get yarn. You are not calculating your transport. Okay, let's assume that your transport is going to take 8,000 naira or 1,5, making it total sum of 4,500 naira. Now you are left with 2,5. And for instance, you happen to make that beanie for 2 to 3 days. To you, you might think you've profited, but let me shock you. You did not profit anything. You only just did a stressful hobby and you gave it out to your clients. Yes, that is not a profit. You did not profit anything. So this is how you are to charge. To prevent undercharging, first off, once a client asks you, how much can you make this? Even if it is something you've done before, always tell your client, hold on, let me calculate. Even if it's as simple as a beanie, always tell your clients to hold on for you to calculate or to make your estimates. Yes, calculate the number of yarns you'll be using. Include your transport. Ask yourself, you cannot lie to yourself. Without pressure, how long will it take me to make this crochet piece? If you can calculate it, then you ask yourself, how much do you think it is worth? Okay, let's make this a real life scenario. For instance, a client comes to my DM and tell me he or she wants to make a slouch beanie, and I happen to charge 15 to 17,000 naira. Of course, I'm a very regular fan, so I'll calculate. Okay, I'm going to be using 3 balls of yarns. Yes, if I'm using 3 balls of yarns, then I'll calculate that. I'll how to write that down. Then I will include my transportation expenses, and I'll ask myself, okay, it's going to be a stress-free work for me. And if I'm delivering this slouch beanie in space of 2 to 3 days, how many hours will I crochet in a day? If I choose to crochet 2 hours in a day, then I'll ask myself, okay, per hour is going to be 500 naira. I'm giving instance. If per hour is 500 naira and I choose to crochet 2 hours in a day, then 2 hours a day has already given me 1,000 naira. So in 3 days is 3,000 naira. Then I'll calculate that. My energy, my time, I have to charge for that. Then after charging for that, then you see the money that comes out. So imagine I got my yarns, including my transport and all. I've already spent about 7,000 naira, and then I'm profiting I'm charging 3,000 naira for my time. So that's already 10,000 naira, right? So in other words, my profit is going to be 5,000 naira. Don't you think it's worth it? Oh, yes, it is, because it is handmade. Yeah, you heard me. So this is something I'm going to hit on. Please do not charge your clients based on what you are saying on social media, because most times some persons happen to do theirs, and for instance, some of them they work with foreign yarns, some of them they work with acrylic yarns. So you charging based on what you are seeing on social media, it can be very, very unstable, because you don't know amount of the cost of their yarns, or the quality of their yarn that they are using. You don't know if those people, if they sell yarn. So never you compare your price. It is very, very okay if you should have a crocheter around you. You can ask them, if you have not done the job before, you can ask, like, how many yarns do you think I can use to make this? It is very, very okay to ask such question. But comparing prices or giving your clients the exact price you get from social media, please, it is not something that I advise. So that is all for underpricing. And the second on my list, because I wrote it on a paper, and yeah, so the second on my list is trying to please every customer. This happened to 90% of crocheters here in Nigeria. You just want to please your customer. Is a bit relating to underpricing. For instance, you are charging a crochet shirt for 40,000 naira, and the client will tell you it is too expensive. And this knitting, how wish I paid attention to it in secondary school. I would have done it. Or my sister can actually knit. They always call it knit, not crochet. My sister can actually knit. I just want to patronize you. And those words, you don't know that they are using it to brainwash you. Then you start feeling the guilt in you, and you be like, I think I can reduce. And from 40,000 naira, he's going to price you down to 30,000 naira. And probably that crochet shirt is going to take you 2 weeks to get it done. So out of guilt, out of, oh, I need to please this customer, I need to please this client so that he or she can come back and patronize me, then you give in without thinking twice. But this is supposed to be your strength, though. This ought to be your strength. You have to tell them, oh, this is what I charge for this. You need to stand on your words. Let me tell you something. Someone who will patronize you, even if he or she doesn't have the money at the moment, or the complete money at the moment, the person is going to work hard for it, not because they just want to impress you. It is because they value your work. I said it earlier that a potential client who values your work, who values your craft, is never going to underprice you. No, they will not do that. If they know the value of your craft, they will never going to underprice you. I'm not saying that they cannot price. Of course, this is Nigeria. You will tell a Nigerian man that, oh, this thing is going for 100 naira. They will definitely price. A reasonable client is supposed to say, oh, okay, what do you think? 37K is not bad, 35K is not bad. Oh, you tell them, oh, I wish I could have done it for you in that price, but you know it is handmade. I charge for my time. I use my energy to make this. It is not machine made, it is handmade. And there's a way you talk to them softly, and they will see reasons. Oh, actually, this person, they know. Even those, no, I won't call them non-potential clients though, but even those people, they know that yes, you are putting in so much energy to make this piece. So there's a way you explain to them calmly, and yes, they will value your job. If they will patronize you, they will definitely patronize you. Yes, here in Nigeria, I will advise, if you want to charge your clients, if you feel that, oh, whatever I'm charging, I can deduct at least, let's say, the highest 5,000 naira. Yes, do it. If you think you can do that after charging for your time and your craft, if you think you can do that, why not? Go ahead and do it. But if there's one thing I will let you know, that do not try to please every customer, because not every client is ought to be yours. A lot will come, they will stress you. So many of them, they will come to your DM. You will have about 1 hour, 30 minutes conversation with them, and they will end up telling you that they will get back to you. And you wait, you wait, you wait. They will never get back to you. And so after you've tried to persuade them, talk to them, and all, they'll be like, oh, I would have patronized you, but this is the money I have. You want to you want to please him or her, and you end up doing that job. At the end, you will not get anything, but you end up being stressed. Please don't do that. If you are doing that before, don't do it again. At the beginning of my crochet business, I once tried to please customers. Trust me, it wasn't a good one. So I learned the hard way. I know how it feels. I know how exhausting it can be after sitting for hours to crochet to make the piece look nice, and then you end up having nothing. Honestly, it is not funny. So please, if you are in this category, try to change. Please don't do that again. So the next on my list is not defining your niche, like what you are known for. I think this is the part where most crocheters don't really figure out. So many crocheters, they just want to be here and there and here and there and there. Yeah, there are some crocheters like that. It works for them. But why some? It makes them very, very, very unstable. So this is how you define your niche. When you choose to venture into crochet business, I think this particular point is majorly for new crochet business owners. So if you're a new crochet business owner, you need to pay attention very, very well. How do you define your niche? When you choose to venture into crochet business, the first question is, what am I good at? Don't forget that. Ask yourself what you are very, very good at. Number two, based on where you live or based on the environment you are in at that point in time or your social media space, ask yourself, what can I easily sell that I will get potential clients? Is it beanies? Is it clothing? Is it beach wears? Is it baby wears? Ask yourself those questions. If you are venturing into beanie as a new crochet business owner, let your niche be beanies. Some persons, they are just focused only on beach wears and they don't make any other piece. While others, clothing. And in the aspect of clothing, some persons, they just make shirts. They don't make any other thing. They make shirts and jackets. Why some, they make clothing. Like when it comes to clothing, they are everywhere. Shirts, dress, trousers, including the beanies. Yes. So those are clothings. You ask yourself, where is my strength? How many things have I listed? Number one, under defining your niche. So if you're writing, you can use Roman figure one or ABC. So number one, what am I really good at? Number two, what can I likely sell in my environment that I can get potential clients? Number three, my strengths. Like how can I handle this? If I'm venturing into this, how can I be able to manage this? Do I really have the momentum to manage this aspect of crochet as a business? Do I really have the energy? You need to ask yourself those questions. Yes, you need to. So if you're venturing into crochet beanies, like I made mention of, you have to keep posting beanies. Post good beanies, post something you know you can recreate, post something you know that you can easily get YouTube videos and probably pay for patterns to create those things without stress. As time goes on, you get better. Practice makes perfection. So you have to keep doing what you know you can do best. And when you keep learning, you do way more better in that aspect. Persons, they only make baby wears. Even if they get some clothing orders from adults, they'll tell you, oh, I can actually refer you to my colleague, or they'll accept the job and take it to their colleague, but they don't make clothing for adults. They only make kids clothing. Why some persons, their niche is just tapestry, others their niche is blankets. So as a new crochet business owner, because my major focus is going to be a new crochet business owner, you can be in crochet business for a year and two, and I can probably still refer to you as a new crochet business owner because at this point, probably your crochet business is not stable. This may actually be the reason you have not defined your niche. So please, you need to learn to define your niche. Maybe as time goes on, you might want to introduce something else. For instance, you've been making beanie for over a year, and sometimes some orders keep coming in, and it is not your niche. Then as time goes on, you can choose to include it, but you don't need to do it immediately. You don't have to do, in as much as your niche is not clothing, you don't need to include it at that point in time so that you don't get too worked out, you don't get too exhausted, no matter what you're earning. Yes, so please always learn to define your niche. It is very, very important. The benefit of defining your niche, first off, it keeps you stable. It keeps you to know that, oh, this is what I am doing, this is what I'm supposed to do, and I'm not going out of my box. It keeps you so stable, it keeps you sane. Actually, it keeps you sane. And should I yeah, it keeps you organized. For it keeps you so organized. Yeah, this is the whole advantage of defining your niche. You don't need to go here, like today you post beanies, tomorrow you post bag, next tomorrow you post a tapestry project, and the other day you are going to post blankets. So it's very, very unstable. It's not making your community to know exactly what you are doing. The next on my list is taking orders without deposits. Actually, this is quite common because I come online on my TikTok especially, and I'll see people, few persons talking about it too. And when I go to comment section, they'll be like, "Oh yes, someone have done this," or "I was once a victim," and all. Please, if you know you take orders without deposits, you have to stop. After watching this video, you have to stop. I think it's high time crochet business owners started having a business policy. If you don't have one, or if you don't know how to create one, I think I'll probably have to create one and share here on my probably my next video, or I'll teach how to create a business policy for your clients to follow and how to use it. Probably that will be one of my videos. But let's continue. So please have this policy of no deposits, no job done. You can accept 50% deposit at first, but before you deliver your job, even if you've completed it with that 50% that the client has paid, tell the client that, oh, I've not been able to complete your job because you've not been able to make complete payments. Once your clients make complete payments, don't be too desperate to also tell the client that you are done, in as much as you've not gotten to your deadline, because you don't want your clients to know that you are done with his or her products with the 50% deposit that he or she made. So probably if you still have like 2 days ahead to your deadline and the person happens to pay the balance, give the person an extra 24 hours before you tell the person, oh, your piece is ready for delivery. Send your details so that it can be delivered to you. Yeah. There's a story on TikTok. I talked about it on my TikTok. I saw a video where someone was actually angry. She talked about a crocheter who did orders of 350,000 naira without deposits. That when she's going to deliver the job, immediately she gets to the park, they will send her the money or something like that, or um, they only sent her money for dispatch. That once they receive the orders, they are going to pay her the 350,000. So when she delivered the orders, she was actually waiting for them to send her the money she used to do the job, and she did not get it. So in other words, she got scammed. So please, even if the client is your relative or your family friend and tells you, okay, you can start the work as time goes on, or before you deliver it, I'll pay you. Lies. Let them know that you are aware that those things, they are scope. If it is possible, you can type with all due respect, this is a scope. Please don't do that to your client though. Well, honestly, that's the biggest lie that any client will tell you. If they don't end up scamming you, some of them, they might end up not getting those piece again. After completing those piece, you will start testing those clients and they will never reply you. Then you'll be stuck. First off, you start looking for someone that you sell the piece to, which is very, very difficult. And if it is something that you cannot wear, you might actually end up giving it out as a gift. Now you've lost not just money, waste of time, the money you used to get yarns. In fact, let's not just go there, but trust me, if you don't want to cry, please make it an habit, a very strict habit though, that's no deposits, no work. And if you want to use pigeon, until payment is made, not gist with a gist. So let it be your title. Let it just be something about your business. This is how you can actually build your business to be standard. You don't really need huge amount of money. You don't need aesthetics to build your brand policy. You don't need those aesthetics to build your brand policy, but just keep it firm, keep it disciplined. As a business owner, not just as a crochet business owner, you have to be disciplined. Let your yes be yes, let your no be no. When you're not comfortable with what your client or your future client is doing, if it is not okay with you, learn to say no, that you are not interested. You don't have to be rude. You can actually say, oh, I would have loved to do this job. When do you need it again? They'll tell you, oh, I have some jobs to do and I'll be very busy, so I can't take your job. Sometimes you actually do not have a job, but when you tell them, they'll be like, this person must really be a big one. Set standards. Why? Because you don't just want to be direct. You don't just want to directly say no to that client. First off, probably you must have realized that the client is trying to underprice you, or you don't want to find yourself in the situation where you are trying to please such clients, or you don't just want any drama, any form of drama with such clients. So you just tell them, oh, I don't know. For now, I'm really, really busy. I can't take your job at the moment. I have so many orders on ground and I am trying to clear them off. So you can just shun such clients like that. There are some clients that initially when you're having a conversation with them, you know that, oh, this client is definitely going to stress me and might likely not give me this job. There are some clients that you can figure out like that. But just because of desperation, like I want to get I want to always work, you will accept the job, not considering the stress, not considering the process that such clients will take you through, and they will end up not valuing your craft. So in summary, on the no deposit, no work. Please don't try to please all clients, because it is not all clients that you can please. Oh, yes. So that's the third mistake. And okay, the fourth mistake, actually, sorry. And the fifth one is not charging for your time. I've made mention of that earlier. So please, as a crochet business owner or as a crocheter running a business here in Nigeria, not just in Nigeria, it should be general. You should learn to charge for your time. You should learn to charge for your time. Before you give your clients any price, even if it is something that you've made before, even if it's a product that you've made before, always tell your clients, please give me some moment, let me make some rough calculation. If you are calculating for the number of yarns that you'll be using to make this job, don't forget to include your transport. If you include your transport, you are including your time and energy that you are using to make the piece. If you are charging 500 naira per hour and you are making that product for 7 days, of course, for that 7 days, you are going to give yourself specific time that you're going to be working in a day. If you are working 7 hours in a day you are already charging 3,005, which is fair. And the next day, just like that, and you calculate 3,005 times 7 days, you include it, and then you add your profits. Mind you, your time is not your profit. Your time and your energy is not your profit. It is your work. You are working for it. People go to work and they get paid daily. Just assume that is what you are doing. Then you include your profits. So that is how it works. Not charging for your time. Please, if you are a crochet business owner here in Nigeria and you've not been charging for your time, please do. It is very, very important. This is how you can be able to manage your crochet as a business, not as a hobby. Not just a hobby, but a stressful one at that. You are not missing your hobby with your business. Let business be strictly business. Please share in the comment section if this video was really helpful to you. So in part 2 of this topic, I will be sharing other common mistakes that crochet business owner makes and how they will be able to manage them. Please, like I said earlier, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Click on the notification bell so that you always get updated for every video I share. And please don't forget to like and share. Thank you all for watching.